Good morning, this is Jan from Twink Stampin'. I am an independent UK demonstrator and I've come along today to show you a couple of little projects that I've been making with weddings in mind or celebrations, but this is what I've come up with. I absolutely love white on white. I don't know if you can see, but I've used the Scripty embossing folder on there, and I've used a leaf from the Forever Gold Speciality Designer Series paper, and this is a different type of opening of the card. It's actually sealed there, scored and sealed, if you can see. I really like this design. It's almost like a little booklet. Used it many years ago, and again I'm revisiting. Yeah, so that's the card. It looks much more vibrant in real life. My lighting's not brilliant in here. And this is the little gift box that you could use. Again, I'm using the Forever Gold DSP. The circle is from the not Stitch So Sweetly. Can't think at the moment. I shall be getting it out in a minute, so you'll be able to see which one it's from. Again, I've done it exactly to match the card. It's one of the clear plastic boxes from Stampin'Up new catalogue. They're about 3 inches square. So great for putting little prezzies in. You could use these as little favour boxes if you wanted to. Great idea. And I actually quite like just decorating the top, and so that you could be able to see what's in the box. There's actually nothing in the box at the moment because I'm still not going out, so I've not got anything to put in it. The gem is from the new Elegant Faceted Gems. It's one of the pearlized, sort of pearlized. There's opaque, but they're still very glittery. But yeah, so I just thought I would make a couple of little projects. And the die I was talking about is this one, and it's from the Tasteful Labels dies, which is the circle. And this one here is from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, which is this one here, which is that one. I get a lot of use out of these label dies. Right, okay, let's start, shall we? We'll do the card first, and then we'll move on to the box. The box will be very simple to do because it's just literally a piece of white card. Right, you're going to put your A4 piece of card into your cutter, and you're going to score down at 10.5. Then you are going to turn it, and you are going to score at 14.8 and 12.5 centimetres. And that's going to give you your little lines. So you'll fold it in half. I always like to straighten mine up because I think the card's just a little bit bigger. When you score it, it's not exactly even. So I always like to push it against the top of my cutter so that I can get it straight. Let's remove that. And then you are going to fold this one back. Now you can at this stage, if you wish, stick this piece down, because we are not going to put anything underneath or behind it or anything. So I think what we'll do is we'll use the tape runner, and the Stampin' Seal. You only need to use the light blue one for this. You don't need to use a really strong adhesive. It's not going anywhere, is it? Out of shot. Sorry. Just stick that down. Okay. Cool, isn't it? Right, the next thing you're going to do is you are going to cut yourself a mat that's going to go on the top there at 10 by 10 by 12, I believe. So we'll do the 10 first. Then by 12. Okay, that's going to sit there. Now I cannot remember the measurement for this one. 2 by 10. 2 by 2 centimeters by 10. Does that? Yeah, do it that way. 2. 2 centimeters by 10. Is it 10? Yes, it is 10. Okay, so that is going to be your, what's it called? Spine. That is going to sit there. So we're now going to emboss these two, and I'm going to use the Scripty. Really like this one. Well, I like them all if I buy them. I only buy stuff really that I like. I mean, there have been a few occasions where I've been persuaded to buy things that perhaps I wouldn't normally have bought. And to be honest, I might have used them a couple of times, but they're back on the shelf being unused. So I'm going to put these in the embossing folder. I'm going to do them both together if I can. My light is terrible today. It's a really dull, miserable day outside. Raining, windy, horrible. Yesterday was exactly the same. And this one needs to be that way, doesn't it? Yes, the script needs to be going that way and not that way on this piece. So remember that. Right, let's bring the big shot over. I'm going to be using the embossing plate. Yeah, it's a horrible, miserable, wet day today. Don't really feel like doing very much on a day like this, do you? It's a perfect crafting day. Sorry if I'm jiggling the camera about. Okay, so now we've got our two pieces. So this one's got the text going that way. So while I'm here with the big shot, I will cut out I will cut out the I can't remember what it's called. It is first thing in the morning. I'll cut out the frame. I think that's what it's called. The frame where I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Now, I can tell you this particular stamp that I used for this one, it's called Celebrating Your Day, and it's from the Gorgeous Poses stamp set. And I'll be really honest with you, I must have stamped it 6 times, so it meant I had to cut out 6 labels. In the end, I may well end up doing it now, but in the end I ended up stamping it and then doing this. But I thought, you know what, it's quite a big piece of card, so I'm bound to get it fairly straight. But no, I didn't. As I say, it took me about 6 6 goes at it before I got it straight. So I'm not going to put my machine too far away because I know I'm going to need it. So I'm going to do my stamping first. So I'm going to be using the Gorgeous Poses, which is Celebrating Your Day. Now it's got a few nice sentiments on this one. I had a little bit of a play with this one yesterday, so I might be doing some more today. Right, where's my stamp gone? Oh, I've actually put the stamp on the pad, on the block rather, and I'm going to be using Smoky Slate. I wanted normally I would do, as you know, I would normally do black and emboss it, but I felt on the white on white and using this lovely gold. I did try it with gold embossing powder, but I found that the embossing powder was a different colour gold and it kind of spoilt it for me, so I ditched that idea. But I wanted something that was a bit more muted, and I think using the Smoky Slate did it for me, so that's what I should be using again. Now I'm hoping that I've got this on my block this time properly. Straight. We shall see. I have to do it over here, otherwise I'll be banging the camera, and I kind of want it sort of there. If it's not straight, you realise I'm going to be doing it again. Oh, that's okay. That'll do me. Phew, I was dreading that bit, absolutely dreading it. As I say, yesterday I did it so many times it drove me mad. I better wipe my stamp, and I'm not going to be using the cloth today. I've got my simple chamois out. Simply chamois, please don't judge me for the state of it. These mats are absolutely brilliant for getting your stamps clean. Got that perfect, clean, straight away. And very rarely, very rarely do I get a transfer back onto my hands. You know, when I'm wiping it, I stick this in the washing machine once in a while. If I don't stick it in the washing machine, I just run it under the tap, give it a good squeeze. I put a little tiny weeny bit of washing up liquid on it, and yeah, it comes up lovely and clean. And I keep it in one of these cassette cases because they're absolutely brilliant. Stampin'Up sell these too, you know, the blank ones, because all their stamps come in these. But yeah, they come in handy for keeping your Simply chamois wet. Keep it wet at all times, and it doesn't smell. You would think that being in a enclosed box all the time it would smell, but it doesn't. So anyway, that's how I clean my stamps when I'm using the classic ink pads. Right, stop talking, Jan. Okay, now we're going to, I can see the edges of where they've been cut on my trimmer. White on white. Always reminds you of weddings, doesn't it? White on white. Make sure I've got my words up the right way. And I have, and you know what? I'm going to be using my Stamp and Seal again because it's nice and quick. Then you don't have to sit there watching me trying to stick something down. I really do envy these people who just slap it down and it's straight. That's not too bad for me. That'll do. That's fine. Okay, and then we've got this piece. Okay, nice quick card again. I absolutely love white on white. I think it's so elegant. Oh, are they upside down? Yeah, it's upside down. That'll do. bit of glue there. Get that off. Don't want that on my card. Now, a lot of you that know me know that I absolutely love sparkle on anything where you've seen me using my Wink of Stella. Now with my card, I don't know if the camera will actually pick this up, but can you see it shimmers? The whole card shimmers. The reason is because I've sprayed it. I've made up a solution using our now what are they called? The shimmer paint. And I will just get it out to show you. And what I do is I purchased some I can't even say the word. I'll get the jar out and show you. But this is what I used. I used the ink. It's called ink. All-purpose ink, frost white. It's very shimmery. Don't know if you can see it in there. It's very shimmery. And what I do is I put some of that into a pot, a spray pot, and I add some of this. You can just add water, but I found with water it's not quite as successful, and I found that my nozzle kept getting blocked, and I just bought some of this. I can't pronounce it. It's isopropyl rubbing alcohol, basically. And I just topped my bottle up, added a few little tiny, I used a stick, and I just dipped it in there and kept adding it until I was quite happy with the consistency, and made up this. I don't know, you can't see it really in there. I should get the other bottle, shouldn't I? It's great for making it something sparkle. This is a full bottle. Can you see it in there? That wonderful sparkle. There you go. Comes out on your cards beautifully. It takes a few seconds to dry, so I'm just going to spray mine, and I'm going to leave it to dry and move on to something else. Okay, so I'll I don't want to do it all over my workbench. You'll see it's quite wet, very wet in fact, but that will dry off in a minute. It will soon evaporate, and then it'll be nice and sparkly. I'm just going to put a piece on the side. Got a bit mad, but hey ho. So while that's drying, I'll get out the beautiful Forever Gold. See, I did actually manage to get it back in the plastic from when I was showing you all. Oops, upside down. These are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you've seen these. I've shown some of my ladies these beautiful. Ooh. Just turn that over quick. And I'm going to need this one. I should be sorry because I'll only have one more left of this. I think they're gorgeous. Look at that. Lovely. So I need one of those. Let's put it down there. And for the little box, I'm going to need one of these. Whoops. Which comes out as one. See that? Right, put that to one side. I'm going to put these carefully over the other side of the room so that I don't knock them off while I'm doing my crafting. Right, the card should be almost dry. It's just taking a bit because I did go a bit overboard with it. But with this, I'm going to, all I did was I put a tiny piece of my, that's it, my Stamp and Seal. Just check to make sure that you haven't got it in the middle, so that you know, the open bit. There's a little bit there. Just get it with my pokey tool because I don't want that to show. That's it. Don't want to see the glue, do you? And then all I did was I just positioned it where I wanted it, which I think I would want there. A tiny piece on the, it's not sticky. There we go. I'm ever so cack-handed, aren't I? I'll do what works for me. Get that bit of glue off. There we go. Sort of give it a bit of life. Bring this back. You can see actually it's still drying. Still drying. Give it a bit of a waft and a waft. It'll soon dry off. We're going to put this over here like this, and we're going to use the dimensionals. I haven't got my words today. Maybe it's because it's very early in the morning. I do wish actually that Stampin' Up could do some nice thick ones, long ones. Actually, I think they do now. I think you can buy some ones that you actually cut up. That would be great, wouldn't it? I'll have to look in the catalogue again. Got some lovely products in this new annual catalogue. I've been very controlled though this time. I'm going to have to wipe that because that feels a bit wet still. I'm going to put some glue on the back of that, just in case. Where do I want it? About there. I don't want this to overhang here. God, glue everywhere. How comes I'm getting glue on stuff? Put the glue away. So there you have it. Apart from just adding a couple of dimensionals, gems, that's basically it. Maybe one there. These are really pretty, these gems. So this would be a great wedding card, I think. Or an invitation even. Could use it as an invitation, wouldn't you? Just change the sentiment. Imagine you'd get through a lot of these, wouldn't you? But then I suppose there's plenty of greenery, There's plenty of ferns and leaves, dies in the new annual catalogue. So I suppose if you cut them out in gold foil, you'd have the same look, wouldn't you? Isn't that pretty? Look at that. So I've just manoeuvred it a little bit, just giving it a little bit of life in it. I think that's very pretty, but then I am biased. So that's your card. And now we'll move on to your little box. This is very, very simple. Your box measures, I believe, 3 1/8. I think it's the actual measurement. It's 8 centimetres. Yes, that's centimetres. Yes, it's about 3 1/8. So just cut your card a 3-inch square. 7.5 centimetres, did I say? Yeah, that's 7.5 centimetres or 3 inches square for your box. Just cut that out. And we are going to use the Scripty again, embossing folder. Remember always to be aware of where your words are and whether they're upside down or sideways, wrong way. So we want that for that. Then we need the die. We might as well do all the die cutting and everything first. So it's this die here. Get that ready, and that will go on there. So we'll bring our die cutting machine back. I know you probably don't want to see all this. Looking forward to seeing the new die cutting machine. Not quite sure when it's going to be available yet. I'm particularly looking forward to the small one, because that'll be a bit of a novelty for us, because we haven't had a small one before. So that's that one done. Put my plates back on. We're going to cut the circle. I'm going to cut 2, just in case. I'm so very aware of the camera jiggling about. I'm so sorry. Can't really put my camera anywhere else other than in front of me. I suppose I could have it hanging from the ceiling, but no. Just steady that. Okay. Right, so that's 2. Let's see how we go with those, shall we? We'll pop this back. So that's our little box that we're going to do. I've already put one of them together. Very, very easy to put together. They are quite nice. I think they come in a pack of, it's either 8 or 10. There's 10 little acetate boxes. So they're about 3 1/8 inches wide. Very, very nice. I can't wait actually to get out and about and start finding things again to put inside all my little boxes. So that's one of the things I really enjoy in the run up to Christmas. Did I say that word? Oh look, I haven't done this. Or have I? Yes, I have. Thank goodness for that. So once again, I always choose to do it at the front where the opening is. I think what it is when I open something, I have my hand at the back, you know, and open that. So I would have my hand on the decoration. So we'll just pop that back in. Okay. Do like a box. So the next step would be to stamp our sentiment, and that is going to be from the Beautiful Moments stamp set. I've yet to play with this one. I've used the sentiments a few times, but I haven't actually used the images. They are lovely, and they go very well with the A Good Man stamp set. Yeah, very nice. So I'm going to use this one. I'm not too worried about straightening it all up or anything. Now while I'm stamping, I'm going to just quickly spray my scripty piece with my sparkle, so that will be dry by the time we get round to doing that. So once again, I'm going to use the smoky slate to do my stamping. I take my pad to my stamp. Some people do it that way round. I like to do it that way round. It's entirely up to you. It's what works for you. But I just find it easier that way. Now I know that this stamp is way too big for my circle, but I just want the words. I'm not too bothered about having the swirly bits off of the letters. I'm not worried about having those. So that's that. The next thing I'm going to do is use my glue pen. I'm going to go around the edges with my glue pen because I am going to glitter this. Not everyone's taste, I appreciate that, but I love a glitter. And I think it makes the world a difference when you glitter something. You can see my box is well loved. Someone once suggested that I sifted it. Wasn't quite sure how I was going to do that. So I didn't, because there's no way I want to lose any of this precious stuff. And there we go. Just see, it's very, very subtle. It's just the iridescent glitter. Was one that Stampin'Up used to do. I can't throw it away. So, right. Now we've got our little, I don't know if you can see, they focus. I don't know if you can catch the glitter. I think you can just see it there, look. Glittering away. Right, this time we are going to use some glue dots. Glue dots are fabulous things, and they're great for putting on things like acetate. Just going to put one on each edge, each corner, should I say. One. Going to get my box. there's glue bits everywhere. Okay, we can have that as the top. Whoops. I may have to pick it up and put it down, depending on whether I get it straight. I don't think you're going to notice whether it's straight or not anyway. So, just going to, there we have it. The next thing I did was I popped some dimensionals onto the back of my circle. Stuck to my fingers. And I popped it just about there, I think. And this piece I just placed here, like that. So again, I'm just going to put a tiny piece of the runner on there. Pop that on there. So quick. You could, of course, make your own little box if you wanted to. Any size. Did I use a small one? I think I used a smaller one on those. Just to finish it off. There we go. And that's it. So there you have it. That's today's projects. Hope it wasn't all too disjointed for you, and my in and ahhing and going here, there and everywhere didn't put you off too much. Let's bring the cards in too. I think they're beautiful projects. I know I'm biased, but I think they're lovely for, as I say, a wedding card. Of course, you can use them for anything, but little boxes to use as a favour box, perhaps. I think I used a bigger one, didn't I? It looks terribly like a big one was used on there. So I'm going to have to change that, I'm afraid. Because I like them to look the same. That's quite deceiving, actually. In the pack, you think they look huge, and then when you actually put it on the project, they don't look that big at all. So anyway, there you go. That is your project for today. I just want to thank everybody for putting up with me again today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. All my contact details, as usual, are down below. You can reach me on my email address if you've got any questions you'd like to ask, or, of course, on the comment below. My online shop's there if you wish to purchase anything. If you're in the UK or in Europe, unfortunately, I can't sell to international customers. But, yeah. Thank you very much for stopping by today. Bye-bye.